Hi, good morning. This is Mimi Brown on a budget, real adult talk. I wanted to come on here this morning because I wanted to share a couple things. I know everybody's starting their day, and I know today is an awesome day because the day ends the week. But I know that it's been a crazy week for everybody, and but you made it through the whole entire week, and God is so good because nobody knows what people are going through while you're going through your transition. There are so many people that are moving out of different states and uh, learning how to navigate around where where they finally just moved at. You might have to leave a job that you've been on for 10 days or 30 years. It doesn't matter, but it's a transition and it's a change. And when you're making these changes, sometimes you don't even have anybody that you can even lean on or count on or talk to. And then also, when you're a young adult, um, forgive your parents because they have did the best they could, or grandparents did the best they could to try to navigate you as much as they could on what's ahead of you and what you might have to endure some things while you're going through adulthood or changes in your life. um, Even those young adults that could be find themselves homeless for the first time, just because you don't have your family around you, just because you don't have the things that you used to, it doesn't mean that you're alone though. Just pay attention to your surroundings. Stay calm. Try to stay calm as much as you can, and just pay attention to who's around you. Pay attention to different places and things, because everybody's not out to get you. Some people are seeking people to bless, and so they're kind of like on the same pathway as you are. You're trying to get where you need to go, and they're trying to get something to you. So everybody's not out to hurt you. But when you're in this transition of learning new things, learning new people, you might be in a new state. You might uh, move from one place to another, and you thought it would be this way, and it's another way. It's okay. Just calm yourself, keep yourself calm, and just make the adjustments. And I'm telling you, God got you. I mean, just to have the strength and courage to step out and do what you're doing, um, you have what it takes. You're already a winner. It's just, doing it and not knowing if you're doing it correctly or doing it right. It blows your mind until you finally realize, wow, okay, I'm doing this. And that's the way it happens a lot. But just know you have what it takes to be successful in this life. It doesn't matter what everybody else is talking about and what they're going through. You just got to stay focused and navigate on what you're doing. And really, prayer does change things. If you never knew how to pray, if you never knew if you never knew about budgets, if you never knew about housing and things and stuff like that, there's a lot of people on this platform that they have the information, they have the tools. It's just you got to pay attention to what you're hearing. No, if a person is trying to take from you, you know that's not good. If a person is trying to add to you so that it can help you to more navigate and understand things, then that's the key. And like I said, you might have to forgive your parents because they it was their job was to to raise you and get you where you need to go. But all these other little things like learning people how people treat you on a job, or you're finding out that people can have attitudes for no reason, and you trying to figure out why did they do this or do that to me. These things you have to learn the do's and don'ts on your own. But at the same time, you got what it takes uh, to be in control of your life. And it's a lot. It's a lot that's going to happen. But at the same time, don't worry so much about the negative. Stay in the positive. Stay around people that is celebrating you. If you don't know what that means, celebrating you is like they're saying things that make sense to you. The more you get around those kind of people, the more you see that you're growing, you're moving where you need to move, you're making adjustments, you're changing your ways. You'll be surprised how if you be around the right people, that it can show you some things that you need to develop more, or you might need to make some adjustments and changes. Just being around people that are pleasant and kind can really help your brain and help your mind, because a lot of us, we didn't even know that negativity can really cause you to end up, being negative. You didn't know it because sometimes you sitting there, you could be around family and friends or whoever, and if they're constantly, bringing gloom and doom, you so used to, sitting around and you didn't know that those seeds were being planted in you. But good news, you know. Get around people that celebrate you, that they might not even know that they're speaking into your life, where they're helping you to develop and grow. It's just like a plant. If you don't water that plant, if you don't feed that plant, it's not going to grow. So that's the same way it is with us as people. So, young adults, that was just, a little bit that I wanted to share with you, because no, it doesn't mean that you're not smart or you're not intelligent. What it means is just that, maybe people haven't been around you to really kind of talk on those levels, or maybe they were talking over your head and you was like, well, that really didn't matter to me. Yes, it does matter, because where you're headed and where you're going, you need to have the right information. You need to have the right information to get you where you need to go. And to some young people, they might say, "Well, that's corny. I don't want to hear it." But you're gonna wish you did, because it's gonna come a time where you're gonna need little things that you think is corny to help you to get where you need to go, and also to help you get your life in order, because you need an order. You need to get your life balanced. And like I said, if you're around a lot of people that is doing a lot of foolishness, you're around a lot of people that don't even know where they're going, where they're headed, you're wasting time. You have to get around people that they're talking about things that that you need to be doing. It's amazing when here you ain't even talking sometimes, and people around you and they're study talking, and your mind is study moving to the point where you're like, yeah, I need to be doing this. Well, yeah, I need to get on that. Yeah, that's right. See, that's people that's celebrating you. And no, they don't have to be your family. They don't have to be friends of yours. You can be on the bus. You can be in the supermarket. You could be at the doctor's office, and a person can have a word for you. So just understand that you are navigating the ship now. This is your life. Your parents, if you were over the age of 18, your parents have did really what they were supposed to do. Um, a lot of parents are doing more than what they should, because we have to let go so that we can let you grow. You grow when we kind of let go and let you navigate, so that way you'll be able to be more aware of what's going on, so that your life can be just successful just as much as your parents. So this is adult talk. I love coming on here, sharing things that God shares with me, with you, because like I said, some people think, well, I don't need that. I don't need that information. I know how to do this and that. Do you really? Do you really know how? Did did you listen to your parents, or did you, when you turned 18, or when you left their house, did you really listen to some of the things that they were trying to tell you? And Like I said, you might have to forgive your parents if they didn't do that, but it doesn't mean there wasn't people around you that wasn't trying to get um, positive information into, into you, or telling you, how to get yourself together. Because I hear this all the time. I know, Miss Mimi, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't, because Miss Mimi is at her. I hear. Even though I've been here for a long time, longer than you probably. No, I don't know everything. No, no, we still need our parents. If you're blessed to have your mother or father, still here on this earth, you need them, because, and you're gonna need them, because you don't know everything, just like they don't know everything. So that's why, I also talk about, triggered behaviors, because a lot of times, even though we are adults, certain things trigger us off, and nobody never told us that we had triggers. No, a lot of people don't even. Your parents didn't even tell you had behavioral problems. They just dealt with it the best they could. But when you start popping off with your mouth, and you a grown adult to your parent, or you in their house, and you feel like you're entitled, and you don't feel like you have to get up and do things and help out and stuff, no, that's a problem, because those things, if they're not adjusted when you're younger, it just blows up when you get older. And when you get into a relationship, the person that you say you love, or the person that you want to marry, the person that you might have kids with, they will see those behaviors. Trust me, they will. And it's up to them if they want to deal with it, or if they want to be, more humble and help you get through it. Some people don't. Some people feel like, no, I didn't sign up for this. So, so remember, when you leave your parents' house, we're now empty. We're empty nesters. We're so used to taking care of y'all, and trying to make sure that we got you on the right track, and doing the things that we do. It's hard for us to even let go too. So we have to learn how to make the adjustment to let you go. But at the same time, we're not going to let you go if you're going to be in the wrong hands, or something, or either, we can tell that you're not ready to be on your own. So sometimes we will deal with your behaviors even though you're grown, and society says you should be on your own. Some adults need to be home with their parents a little longer. And people need to stop, bashing parents, or being mean to parents, because some parents say, well, my child need to be home a little longer, and there's some things that they're adjusting to, and we need to support those parents, because, like I said, being an empty nester is not easy either, because most mothers are nurturers, and we're caregivers, and we love y'all, and we don't want you to end up in situations that you can't handle. So be very sensitive when you say to a person, oh, I know what I'm doing. I think you need to just say, I'm taking it one day at a time. So that way, just in case, if you got to go back to your parents, if you got to go back to your aunties, if you got to go back to your uncle, or you got to go back to your loved ones' houses, or live there for a little longer, at least you didn't, pop off, and be disrespectful, because sometimes that can happen, because we kind of do the steps a little. We're doing okay, we're paying our bills, we're doing this and that. Don't mean that don't mean that you failed if you lost your apartment, or you lost your house, or you lost your car, and you had to go back home to be with your parents. What that means is you left the door open, and you was not disrespectful to your parents, or your loved ones, and they was able to make the adjustments to let you come back home, so that you can actually start all over again if you have to. No, there's no need to be feeling bad, or feeling like, oh, well, I failed. No, you didn't fail, because for one thing, you a winner. You already a winner. When you woke up this morning, when you all this week, God carried you, because he knew, and he knows your destiny. So you are a winner. It's just you are trying to learn, and you are making adjustments. And like I said, a lot of adults We are older now, so now we know, and some things we can't change or go back to, but at the same time, that's why a lot of us are trying to help y'all to make the adjustments so that if you need to go back home, if you need your parent, if you need their support and their help, you did not destroy that. You kind of sheltered it, so just in case. And it's okay to kind of have a safety net, especially if that's your parents, because we gonna love y'all to the end of time. And if we got to, we would take sleeping bags. We all be sleeping on the floor. But guess what? We gonna make it though. So this is Mimi Brown with Real Talk for Adults. I pray that you get through the weekend. I pray that you be around positive people. Stay in the light. I know it's not easy. And I know that this week, some people had a real hard week. Some people have really been struggling. But I'm telling you, trouble don't last always. And you just have to pay attention to what you're hearing, who you're around, who you're dealing with. And if they are subtracting from you, if they are not adding to you, if they're leading you to do things that you know you shouldn't be doing, no, you don't have to be disrespectful to them. You don't have to be mean to them. You just need to exit or find the exit door, and you need to go. Back in the day, they used to say you need to bounce. That's it. Because see, you are an adult, so that doesn't mean that you have to sit there and deal with something that don't even pertain to you. And that's just the way it is, because those are some adult things that you have to make the adjustments about, and you don't have to feel ashamed about it, and you don't owe anybody anything like that. No. If people are not adding to you, if they're not lifting you up, if the information is not helping you, and keep in mind, you have the blueprint on the inside of you. So you know if they're saying things that is helping you to get where you need to go. You know if it's not helping you to get where you need to go. It's just you got to calm down, and you got to pay attention to what you're listening to and what you're doing, so that way if you got to exit or if you got to walk away from that person, you did what was best for you. Self-care comes first. Self-care comes first, because this is what this thing called life is about, taking care of you so you can be able to take care of the people around you. Have an awesome day. Don't let nobody spoil your day. Don't let nobody mess your day up. If you know that you're doing everything that you need to do to stay on course and to stay focused, stay focused.